So, romance anime is definitely something that I don't watch too often, and I'm not saying I don't like romance anime, but most romance anime, in my opinion, is very similar to each other, which isn't a bad thing. It's even what makes romance anime unique, because each one has its own story and characters that have different developments from other ones. Hokkaido Girls Are Super Adorable is a romance anime that I thought was going to be very basic and way too similar to other anime. But what I saw was something completely different that I thought was super good. It's an anime that I think a lot of people just group together with other ones because they don't fully grasp the plot or even watch it. And before I continue, if you haven't seen this anime, I encourage you to watch it because you get your own opinion out of it before watching this video. But let's get straight into it. And if you want to see new videos like this, be sure to hit that subscribe button and drop a like and leave a comment down below. So to begin with, we follow Tsubasa Shiki, a transfer student from Tokyo, who moves to Hokkaido to live with his grandmother. In Tokyo, Tsubasa considered himself a loser, and that mentality had followed him to Hokkaido. While heading to his new home in the snow, he meets a girl, Minami Fuyuki, a Hokkaido Gyaru, which I think means something along the lines of someone who lives in Hokkaido and knows the place really well. I really couldn't find what this actually means, so if you know, comment down below. Fuyuki is a girl that originally is just seemed to be a mindless, bubbly anime girl, but what you realize about her is she's very perceptive and she values her relationships over her emotions. But she seems to be bored with the small town of Hokkaido she's lived in. But after meeting Tsubasa, she realizes that he has a much different opinion of Hokkaido than she does, and this makes her realize that the town isn't as boring as she originally thought. From this point, we see the relationship between the two grow. They both seem to be very friendly with each other, but they also seem to be attracted to each other romantically. But it's nothing too major. I think both of them have really cute back and forth banter that isn't too much. Tsubasa, being a oblivious teen boy, allows for Fuyuki's pushiness to make for funny situations that can result in the two learning more about each other. The thing about these two characters is that a lot of the community try to relate the two to My Dress Up Darling, another romantic anime. And while I can see the whole friends to lovers trope isn't the best, I think that the way Hokkaido Girls Are Super Adorable does it is very great. You can tell from the start of the anime that Tsubasa and Fuyuki have great chemistry with each other. They both have different personalities, but when they are together, they have a really good flow, and they have good conversation and good emotions. After the first interaction between them, we then go into the school days and how Tsubasa has to get used to the cold and the snow. The first few episodes give a good beginning of the explanation of the first main characters. The next major plot point of the anime is the introduction of Sayori Akino, who is the next main character added to the group. In episode 3 of the anime, Tsubasa's class goes on a ski trip, being that Hokkaido is a cold, snowy place where skiing is pretty normal, where Tsubasa has never been, being that he's from the city. On the way to the ski resort, Tsubasa and Fuyuki are talking, and Fuyuki mentions how she's friends with really everybody except for Sayori. Sayori, thinking that Fuyuki would never talk to someone like her, being that she's not popular, and chooses not even to talk to her. But once the trip begins, Tsubasa and Sayori get grouped together, because they both never skied before. They both talk to each other a little bit about their first time skiing before taking their lunch, where Tsubasa goes to the bus to get his lunch and finds Sayori on the bus by herself, and the two start talking and having some good connection, where Tsubasa explains that Fuyuki isn't who she thinks she is. Sayori then realizes this and shows her love for gaming to Tsubasa. Tsubasa finds an interest in her hobby, and the two grow to become good friends. By the end of the episode, though, Sayori becomes friends with Fuyuki, and the two then add a third into their group. Honestly, the addition to Sayori is a great one, being that she is very quiet and likes to spend time with Tsubasa and Fuyuki. The thing is you can tell that Sayori likes Tsubasa, but it doesn't make the anime feel like a harem. It's still obvious that Tsubasa and Fuyuki are the more, important couple, you would say. But Sayori is definitely a character I think is a nice addition from Fuyuki's bubbliness and different personality, the two really have good connections between each other. The anime after this point honestly does have a consistent flow. It adds, I think, 1 or 2 more characters, I'm not sure, but it mainly focuses on the ones that are already present, which I think is a great idea, because I feel like romance anime that adds too many other either love interest or just characters in general makes it a little hard for there to be chemistry with either the love interest or just a good friendship connection with the other characters. This anime, I think, does a great job of not splitting the main character's attention or making him seem like he's the most important. Each character has their own importance to the plot, and it isn't just one's more important than the other. Some animes can pull this off depending on the actual narrative of the story. One that I will say is the quintessential quintuplets. I know I just butchered the way that's pronounced, but that one I think does a good job of keeping the interest between each character. Or another one is the one about 100 girlfriends, I believe. That one also does a good job of splitting the main character's attention in a way that doesn't make one of the characters feel left out, which is very difficult to do. This anime does it in a way that I think is significantly better than most animes, because again, a lot of them just are very, very basic. But to wrap up, basically, I'm going to talk about the ending a little bit. And a lot of people say this ending is very bad because it feels fake and similar to My Dress Up Darling's ending, but I disagree on it being bad. If it's similar, then it's similar, but I don't think it's bad at all. But before I do explain it, just know that it is a spoiler, so if you haven't seen it, watch it so you don't get spoiled, because I do recommend, and I don't mean just this anime, please watch an anime before you get an opinion from somebody else, because as you watch the anime, if you watch it after watching a video like this, you take the opinion as your own. You may not want to, but you do it subconsciously, and it can just ruin your experience. But basically, the ending kind of goes like this. In the last couple episodes, Tsubasa and Fuyuki go to this park that Tsubasa doesn't know where they're going. Fuyuki planned the trip, but they end up going to this valley of I think cherry blossoms or something. I don't know what the actual flower's name is, but Tsubasa mentioned that he actually likes these flowers a lot, and Fuyuki is this is something I need to show him. Well, while being there, basically, Fuyuki reveals that she's going to study abroad. She's going to study fashion overseas. The reason she did this is because she realized what a talented man Tsubasa is, being that he knows how to play the piano really well and he's just very nice and stuff. She said she's going to go study abroad, and after this makes you feel okay, they need a hug or kiss or do whatever. But I honestly feel them not doing that in this specific moment adds for a little more tension coming up in the last episode. So basically, the two go back to the hotel room, and basically when Tsubasa wakes up, she's gone. She's left for the airport. Tsubasa goes back home, and then he realizes that Fuyuki forgot a little charm, I believe. I don't know what it actually is. I think it's a little charm or something. And he rushes to the airport to give it to her before she leaves. A really cliche ending. But it doesn't end badly. Most people would think, oh yeah, well, they need to kiss now or say that they love each other, right? Well, they don't. Fuyuki reveals that she's only going to study abroad for a week and then she's coming back. Which everyone's I'm so bad, this should have ended like this. And to be honest, I don't think them ending it like this is bad, because if you think about it, if they were ended with kissing or saying they're going to become a couple, we don't really get to see any more of the two together if they plan on making another season. And if they did say they were going to be a couple, we wouldn't get to see how they are together. And it allows for the seasons to continue by this way. But again, this anime is really good. This ending can be a little teeter-tottery with my opinion of it, but I don't think it's bad at all, and it doesn't take away from the anime at all. You should definitely watch it if you haven't, because it is a very cute anime. It's fun to watch. I don't watch a lot of romance anime, but this is one that I actually did enjoy quite a bit, and I recommend it if you want to watch a good one. But if you want to see more reviews on animes, if you want to see one on a longer anime, a mainstream one, any one that you want, let me know. I've seen a lot of anime, but there are some ones I haven't seen, So if you have one that you think I'd like to watch and review, let me know in the comment section below. Sorry about the late upload. It's been a while. It's been a hot minute. I hate doing this because my life just gets really busy, but thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay awesome, God bless, and peace.